What's up? What can I say? I've been waiting to make this video for a long time. So what this is my very first top 5 list was the list of the games I was anticipating the most for the rest of the 2010 calendar year, as well as the next year. It's 2013 now because some of these games, one of them, came out a bit later than I would have hoped for. Yeah. But I thought it was coming out when it was. So sorry, but, well, now they're all out. Every single game on my top 5 most anticipated games, which is actually 6 games, because 2 shared the 5th spot. Whatever reason I decided to do that. That's the way it was. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give each one of these games a little score. You might want to watch that video first, but it won't kill you if you don't. A score out of 5. And this is not a score like I would normally review the game. This is based on a curve. The curve being, how well did it live up to my expectations? Here's the scale. A 5 out of 5 means it exceeded my expectations. And it just I was expecting it to be great, but it just went totally beyond. I could have never expected it to be this good. That's a 5 out of 5. A 4 out of 5 means it's as good as I expected it to be. And that's nothing to be ashamed of at all. I was excited for this game. I had a lot of fun with this game. It didn't necessarily, blow me away, but I had a lot of fun playing this game. I was excited for it, and it didn't disappoint. 3 out of 5 means that, maybe it was a little disappointing. It wasn't quite as good as I'd hoped it would be, but it's still not a bad, it's still a pretty good game overall. Just, maybe I regret putting it on my top 5 anticipated list, but it's still a pretty good game overall if it's a 3. But 4s and 5s are what you shoot for here. Now, 2 out of 5 means that the game was a huge, huge disappointment. And it still might not be a bad game overall, but I can never enjoy it for what it is, because I was just expecting it to be amazing, and it wasn't at all. It was painfully mediocre, average. And of course, a 1 out of 5 means it's a bad game in general. Why the hell was I excited for this piece of crap? To give you a hint, yes, that's what Skyward Sword would have gotten if I had done the unthinkable. And you gotta watch part 0 of the LP for the whole story, because I'm not telling it here. Okay. But no, none of these games actually got a 1. First up, yes, the 2 that shared the spot for 5th. GoldenEye, 007, and Donkey Kong Country Returns. Why am I showing the games? Well, because at the time, they were just screenshots. And now, they've matured into games. So I can show that I actually have these games. So, GoldenEye 007 was the first one I shared, I think. I don't know why I was so excited for this one, actually, in hindsight. Because I never really played the first one that well. Maybe I don't know, maybe I thought it would be good. And it's not bad, but I don't know. It's not the game, it's more me that I thought it would be more my type of game. It was, and I had fun with the multiplayer for a while, but could never get into the story mode. And occasionally, I could probably still have a lot of fun with the multiplayer mode, but I'm going to have to give this one a 3 out of 5. Not really its fault, mainly as much as mine, but if I had to redo this list, just cut that one out of the list. That one can be the honorable mention. This is definitely number 6. This is number 5. Donkey Kong Country Returns is a game that, I'm not going to lie, I struggled to get into because, it was fun, but damn, it was hard, and I don't think I was ready for that. I thought, at the time, I actually hadn't beaten any of the Donkey Kong Country games. I called it my favorite side-scroller of all time, having only played up to World 2 as the first one, or one of my favorite side-scrollers. Now it would be totally accurate to say that, but then, no, I have beat Donkey Kong Country 1, now Donkey Kong Country 2, and this game as well. This is a really fun game, and it totally, lived up to my expectations. And it was a lot of fun. I was really impressed by all the cool level designs. I know my LP didn't go that well. Doing it blind wasn't a good idea. I mean, if you play this game for the first time, you're going to die, and you're going to die and die. Especially on those rocket barrel levels. But I did it eventually, and it was a lot of fun, those levels. And I feel really proud to having been able to beat it. Persevering. My last playthrough was definitely more enjoyable than all of them. I guess one of my only down points about this game is the multiplayer mode's not that great. Because you both share the same life count, mainly. And, yeah. But it's a good game. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 on my scale. Zelda Skyward Sword. Oh boy, now that I'm talking about it, I said I wasn't going to tell the story, but I have to tell some of it. I was really disappointed in this game based off of a demo I played and just thought it was unplayable. So I actually took it in to be sold, having not even opened this yet. But I never actually sold it. I went in the store, but I never actually sold it. I changed my mind and just prayed it, maybe it'll be good, and it was. Like I said, I have a full story about that. Well scripted, unlike this video. So, Skyward Sword is an amazing game, and just is everything a Zelda game should be. I had fears about this game. I didn't think it was going to be good. Like, even though it was on my anticipated list, it's just because of the name, Zelda. And that's it. I did not think this was going to be as good as the other Zelda games. And to be honest, I wouldn't call it that. I like Twilight Princess better, and I'm not afraid to say that. But this game is still amazing. There's some pretty tough competition going on. And Skyward Sword is, in many ways, my favorite in the series. Like, here's the thing about every Zelda game. This Zelda game that's my favorite in the series is the one I'm playing at the moment. And that's just it. So, overall, yeah, Twilight Princess might be my favorite. But, hey, this is a hell of a game. And all these fears I had were just stupid. Of course Nintendo got it done. Dude, you just gotta get used to the game. And it's just an amazing game. Check out my LP and I talk about the new features and all that. 5 out of 5 for this one. Really just blew me away. It was my favorite game I played, of the time. Of that time. It was amazing. And when I played it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I signed up for. 5 out of 5 there. Number 3 on the list was Pokemon Black and White. I got White. This was a long time ago. It's weird to be talking about Skyward Sword, a game that came out a little later. And this one, I'm like, wait, this was part of the same list? Yeah, it was. When I first played this game, I was addicted to it. When you talk about games I could play over and over and over again, like a while, it's Pokemon, but I don't match up to some people. I'll say that. I consider myself to love a big Pokemon fan, but not like some people, like CJ001. I don't play it for hours. I can't play much after the main story. I can do everything, but after everything's done, to just keep doing the same fights and leveling up and EV train, I can't do all that. That being said, Pokemon White is an amazing game, and I was really, really looking forward to this one, and it was amazing. I think maybe the only reason I didn't put it higher was there wasn't that much known about the game at the time. I don't even know if there were any new Pokemon at the time besides the legendaries, and maybe a few. But, yeah. Like, it didn't seem real. Like, when I looked at Castelia City, I said, is that real? But it was. And despite all that, the game didn't do anything to blow me away. It was fun. Everything I expected, but not more. So, 4 out of 5. I have to say that Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 expanded. But we're not talking about those. Those didn't make the list. It would have been nice if they could have just done that all in one. Well, no, but Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 changed it up. But still, this is the first one. 4 out of 5 is a great thing if it meets my expectations. And I have a lot of fun with the game. And as an overall score, then, 4 out of 5, it's like a 9 out of 10 overall. 9.5 overall, You know, we're talking about a curve here. Don't forget it. Paper Mario Sticker Star. It was Paper Mario 3DS when I announced it. Now it's Paper Mario Sticker Star. This holds a distinction among the top 5 because it's the only one that didn't come out in 2010, 2011. It's also the only one I haven't beaten yet, but I've played enough to give it a fair judgment. Trust me, I have. Paper Mario Sticker Star is good. It's damn good. It's fun. It's freaking Paper Mario. I mean, you know how excited I was for this game? It was just so good. And, like, it looked so good. I'm like, oh yeah. And I was excited they were going back to the 3D thing. Now, at first, which is kind of what happened about every game on this list, except Pokemon White, it's a little hard to get into it. I mean, it was fun, but, like, it didn't feel like Paper Mario, you know? I was longing for the past, and, you know, would I ever be able to enjoy this game for what it is? I mean, no way it was getting a 2 out of 5, but maybe a 3 out of 5. And yeah, so yeah, this game, you know, a good 3 out of 5 on the list. You know, it's still pretty good, but, you know, not the Paper Mario game I wanted. No, that's an unfair judgment. And no, this is not a split decision I'm making right now. Trust me. I was talking about my past sins. I knew all along, from the time I started this, that I was going to give this game a solid 4 out of 5 on the scale. Because, you know, it did a whole new idea. And it did a great job with it. With the stickers, the thing stickers. You know, the boss battles are good. I know that's somebody's problem with the game. I mean, is it really any different from the Mega Man series? Think about it. That's where I'll defend the game. Where I won't defend the game, you know, the problems I have with it are mainly the world map. I'm actually over that now. It's good to know. I'm over the world map now in Paper Mario Sticker Star. Fine with it. The fact that, you know, isn't it funny? I just thought about it. Black 2 and White 2 came out before. That sequel to this game came out before this one. I'm not taking any points off for lateness, though. I know they had to perfect it, and trust me, this sticker thing could have been a dud. I'm not going to say it. But we all know it could have fallen, you know what. It's such a bad pun. I mean, I'm sure that's how people felt about the first Paper Mario. You know, what is this? Made out of paper? And how people probably felt about Super Paper Mario with the 2D. But no, Super Paper Mario is great. And I'm not going to say I prefer this one to that. And I'm not even going to say I'm not even going to, you know, even pretend like it's even the third best in the series. But it's fun. It is what it is. And it's great at that. The levels are really creative. I really, kind of take back what I said. Yeah, there is a whole lot of grass, desert, water, forest, yeah. But they're creative. I mean, you know, I think what I realized was when I went into one level in the forest called Stump Glade. And they make you do this quiz show, and it's really cool. And that's when I'm like, oh yeah, this is a Paper Mario game. It's always been. And, I mean, there were levels before that, but that's when I'm like, this isn't game. My main problem with the game is that there's no story. There really isn't. I like the Paper Mario, like, when they have stories and stuff, and there's few characters to interact with. Like, every character you interact with outside of the thing, like, you interact with, like, for 1 second. The only exception I've seen so far is Wiggler. Other than that, yeah, not much. That said, the levels are amazing, but the big tipping point for me is the music. Oh my god. You guys, you know, it seems weird to say this, but, I mean, this is quite possibly my favorite video game soundtrack of all time. I haven't even heard the whole thing yet, but, like, I can't play this game with the volume off. The music actually makes the game better. I mean, that's debatable. Some people say, oh, the music can't make a game better. Trust me, it does. It's my opinion. I think it does. I mean, the boss battles in this game, I know, like, you don't like them. Like, you either struggle with them for a while and they're super annoying, or, you know, you beat them really quick with their weakness. But the music makes them memorable. It really does. I mean, I'm never going to forget that Gooper Blooper fight because of the way the music changed. I'm never going to forget that Pokey Tower fight because of the way, you know, the music was so catchy there. The Snow Fort fight, whatever. I'm spoiling. I'm really sorry. Hey, I got this game spoiled too. Every time I want to watch one of Lucagen's Paper Mario 1000 Year Door videos, I see in the background, oh, Petey Piranha boss battle. I haven't fought that boss yet, but I know it's coming, and it's in a volcano too. Just because you ruined for you doesn't mean it needs to ruin it for other people. No one watches this anymore. Okay. Paper Mario Sticker Star, 4 out of 5 on the scale. I know I spent extended time talking about this one, but it's the game I'm playing right now, so I have more to say about it. What can I say? Skyward Sword is also a game I'm playing right now, and I will get back to that. And so is Sonic Unleashed. And, well, number 1 on this list I made 2 years ago was the sequel to Sonic Unleashed, the spiritual sequel known as Sonic Colors. And this game looked amazing. Where is it? I forgot to pull it out. No, I didn't. I didn't forget to pull it out. I sold it. I don't sell my games, but I sold this one because I needed to get the money to buy Madden 13. Because, well, I have fun with my brother playing Madden, what can I say? And what is the irony here? That the first 2 lists I've made, the first positive list I did was this. Sonic Colors landed at number 1. Madden 13, or 7th generation Madden, landed at number 1 on my overrated list, but I definitely had a change of heart about that. Just like all these games, you gotta get used to it. But Sonic Colors, I tried. And sometimes you can't get used to it. First of all, Sonic Colors is not a bad game, but it's a very, very disappointing game, in my opinion. I know for a lot of people, Sonic Colors represented Sonic, the first good Sonic game in, over a decade. I don't agree. I think that Sonic Unleashed is an amazing game. And Sonic Colors just isn't. And Sonic Colors is, the design is really, really flawed and average. It's really painfully average, that game. It's not bad, but I wish it was bad, in a way. Sometimes you do, because, if it was bad, then, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, why would you wish it was bad instead of average? Why is average worse than bad? Well, because if it's average, and, it could still be enjoyed, but if you weren't expecting it to be so good, I don't know. It's not like I had no fun with Sonic Colors, but it wasn't very good. Where do I start with my problems of the game? Where do I open this can of worms? I've never really started to explain why I don't like it. Well, Sonic Colors, of course, brought power-ups to the Sonic the Hedgehog series, but these power-ups, didn't really enhance the game at all for me. The only ones, I didn't like any of them. Especially the rocket. I hated that one. The only time I actually liked the power-ups, and really the only part of the game I liked, was the final boss battle. And this one level. But, the game doesn't have the speed that Sonic Unleashed did. I don't know, did someone different design these levels? That just wanted them to be barely playable? No, playable is, all they wanted it to be. It's not barely playable, it is playable. I mean, I beat the game. It was difficult, but, not difficult, what I mean is, I beat the game, but it wasn't enjoyable. Whoever made the levels, it's like they didn't want to make them enjoyable. Where do I start why I don't like the levels? First of all, it's over 90% 2D. And it's kind of a little, I don't know what you call it, but it's a little double negative, not double negative, double torn in my mind. You know, I like 3D games because, I don't know, maybe I was born too late. I've always liked 3D games better than 2D games, but that's not why I don't like the game. Trust me. If the 2D parts were designed well... Okay, first of all, no, let's be honest. I was looking forward to a 3D Sonic game, and I knew there were going to be some side-scrolling parts, but it's like they put no effort into the 3D parts, and they were just there. Seriously, how many shortcuts were there? How many alternate paths were there? Every single 3D part in the game, you just run straight ahead. I'm dead serious. And there's like 2 per world, and a world is like 6 levels. I'm dead serious about that. Like, I don't even know. I can't remember like more than 2 3D parts at the top of my head that aren't like, and half of them were quick step parts, and the quick step parts were the only parts that were actually fun for me. At least the one part was. The only level of the game that I actually really liked was 4-3, because it had all the alternate paths you could go to. Like, if you fell, it kept the speed going. Of course, if you fell too many times, you died. But, like, it's like, yes, this is the game I want. And it's like, the level's like 5 seconds long. The only other level I actually liked was 4-1, because the 3D part was a bit longer, and the music was really good. Now, I'm not going to say the music was bad. The music was great, but, I mean, sometimes music can make a game better. I want to say the music did make the game better, like, it at least made the levels a bit more memorable, but, damn, the game is just not good. It's average. And as far as what the score is going to be, I have to give it a 2 out of 5. 2 out of 5 for my number 1. Why did I put this at number 1? I have no idea. When I saw it, I'm like, hell yes. Like, I like the Werehog stages, but I did, deep down, I wanted a game with all daytime stages, because those were exhilarating to me, and those just gave me had a lot of fun. Like, I wouldn't mind a game with all nighttime stages, but, like, I don't know. Try to explain this, but it's not that I don't like the nighttime stages. In fact, I even talked about this in an anticipation video. I named it after Sonic Colors. It's part 10 of Super Mario Galaxy 2. I called it Yoshi Colors. And I'm going to tell you, I would rather, if I had to pay $49 for either one, I would rather buy Super Mario Galaxy 2 with just the, oh my god, I can't remember the name. Hytale Falls? Oh my god. You know what I mean. The the Dash Pepper Galaxy with the waterfalls in the background. I'd rather buy just that galaxy than the entire game of Sonic Colors. I'm dead serious. Sonic Colors was a major disappointment, but I gotta talk more about it. So yeah, it's 90% 2D, and the 3D parts, like, had no effort. So they just said, oh, we're not making a lot of these anyway, so why would we do them? Now, the 2D segments of the game are actually better because there is some effort and level design put into them. However, they're not that fun. Because there's, like, no speed. But that's a problem because the game tries to be based around speed. Like, everything is just waiting for platforms to fall down. I'm serious. No. It's not that there's no speed. If there's no speed, I mean, okay, that's a platformer. The whole game is waiting for platforms to go up and down. There's nothing else other than that. And the power-ups. But the power-ups just like, I mean, they don't add to the speed. That's why I want to play Sonic game, for speed. You know? And I might sound like a hypocrite with the whole Werehog thing, but you know, the Werehog levels are fun. And the Sonic Colors levels aren't. I mean, why would I lie about that? So yeah, 2 out of 5. It's not a bad game. It's just a very average one. And I spent more time talking about it than Sticker Star. I haven't played it in a long time. I'm never going to play it again. And that's it. Overall, most of the games on the list did very well live up to what I said they did. or what I thought they'd be. I don't know if I can do a most anticipated list, at least until the next E3. Wow, that's actually coming up. Be better than last year.